How you guys doing? Man, I was expecting a lot louder. So I'm going to ask you guys a question today. What was your goal waking up today? What was your goal coming here? Anybody got one? The food? Food's always a good one. But really, do you guys have a goal that you set out today? See, this is a good question. So I'll tell you guys a story. I love sports. I love them. I will work endlessly in sports, and I thought I had worked endlessly in sports when I went through high school. When I went to college, I played at Division I school. We were 11th in the nation. I thought I was working hard, and then I graduated college. And the hardest battle I ever had to do was as soon as I graduated. I got sick. And the sickness, I couldn't even tell you where it came from. I didn't know anything about it. And for a year, I was putting up with it. You know, I was a big guy. I was like 195, just done college sports. I was 155 6 months later. If anybody knows anything about the anatomy, that's terrible. Your body goes crazy. And after about 8-9 months, I go up to the doctor and I'm like, hey doc, I love running. It's what I do. I mean, anybody can tell you who knows I'm not the best athlete, but I will certainly run. And I ran every day. And I went up to the doc and I'm like, doc, it feels like fire is going up my foot. I mean, it literally feels like fire is there. He goes, don't worry about it. It'll heal itself. I'm like, okay. All of a sudden, it's Easter. I'm out trying to coach sports. That's why everybody gets into teaching, because it's a sport they want to coach. If you don't know that, this is how every lacrosse guy teaches history and coaches lacrosse. It's amazing around here. So I'm now coaching, and a kid steps on my foot. I didn't know, but this was going to be the last time that I ever stepped foot with my right leg on the ground again. I sat there. I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning, shaking. I mean, shaking. Like someone just was electrocuting me. My bed is covered in water. I am sweating out of pores I didn't even know I had. I have tears coming out of my eyes, and I wasn't even sad. It took me 6 hours to be able to call somebody for help. Knowing me, I call my dad. I didn't call 911. I should have called. It would have made a lot of sense to call 911. I call my dad. He comes over. He helps. He picks me up. We go right to the hospital. Doctor takes one look at my leg. You can see it's turning white. It's as white as your white shirt. Right then and there, he goes, there's 5 blood clots sitting above your ankle, and we need a lot of work to do. I had these blood clots for almost a year before they even noticed them. My foot was dying. I was dying. I'm 145 pounds. A year ago, I'm 195. I was in the best physical shape of my life, and all of a sudden, I was in the worst. Doctor gives me some medicine, tries to open up. I have all these surgeries. I had 2 surgeries in one day, actually. The first time. Doctor goes to open up they call it like pipe cleaners. Try to get blood clots out of your veins. I'm immobile for 2 days. They put a stent in my leg. Doesn't work. I have the most pain I've ever been in my life. They're pumping fluids into my body, and my body's in such a degenerative state that the fluid's actually not going anywhere. It's resting in my legs. It's at the point where my legs are about to split, and I still don't know what to do. And then right then and there, I go, I'm losing faith. I don't know what to do anymore. I stopped setting goals. Every day I had goals. I set them. I did all the work I could to achieve them, but I stopped setting them right there. And for the next 6 months, I was battling for my life. Finally, it's a Monday. I remember the Monday. It was May 17th. Doctor comes into my room, and he goes, "Brian, got bad news for you. You're going to lose your leg." He goes, "How much do you want to lose?" By this time, I'm inconsolable. I'm crying. I'm like, "You got to tell my dad, man. I'm not listening to a thing you have to say." Because they walk back in, I go, "Do me a favor, I need one phone call." And this is absolute truth. My buddy, who'll never cry, said this is the only time he actually got close to it. I left a message on his machine, and I said, "My goal is to walk down the aisle at your wedding in 3 weeks." I asked, the doctor comes back in, I go, "Doc, I'm walking down the aisle at his wedding. What do I have to cut off to get there?" He goes, "You cut from about 3 inches below your knee, you might be able to do it." Goal was set right there. That was my first goal. First day I walked, at my buddy's wedding. I forgot about setting goals after that. I figured I'd hit all the monumental goals I could, and I just kind of let it go. And then my life got a lot worse. I remember visiting friends that I had in high school, and a friend looks at my leg, and it's not there, and I go, "I can't be friends with you anymore." My friend looked at me like I wasn't a human being, and I go, "That's it. I've hit rock bottom." Next day, I'm calling my dad. I'm in tears. My poor dad's trying to work, and I'm sitting here calling him over and over and over again about how miserable life is. And he asked me 2 questions. He goes, "Brian, of all the people you know, who would you rather this happen to?" Like, out of all the people I know, nobody. I'll take that bullet every time. Then the question that changed it was, what are you going to do about it? And all of a sudden, right then and there, I get off the phone with my dad, and I start writing a list of all the goals that I had. And this was 5 pages of goals. I had people to thank, stuff to do, countries I wanted to see. And it was time to get working on that list. There was my goals. Started Xing them off one at a time. But one always stuck out to me. I'm an athlete. I like sports. I like the competition. But I didn't want to be a runner. You know, the guys you see in the Special Olympics? That wasn't for me. So I started investigating. And lo and behold, there's a hockey team, a Special Olympic hockey team. I contact them. They go, we'll entertain this idea of you coming out, because the camp is in 3 months. It's January. The camp is in April. So I have 3 months. All right, let's go. The goal was written. I am going to make this team. First time I went out playing hockey, mind you, I gave up hockey years ago. Never played it organizationally, but I knew this is what I needed to do to be